When the power goes out and chaos rolls in, survival isn't just about lighting a candle and cracking open a can of beans anymore. Picture this, 90 days completely off the grid. No electricity, no internet, no takeout apps to order from. It's just you, your skills, and whatever you prepared before everything hit the fan. Sound overwhelming? It doesn't have to be. Here's the deal. Surviving a long-term blackout isn't about luck or toughing it out with sheer grit. It's about being ready. And that's where we step in, with the 8 must-have preps that'll turn you into a survival pro. These essentials aren't just nice to have. They're the difference between barely scraping by and thriving when it truly counts. Before you find yourself fumbling for a flashlight in the dark or regretting leaving your bug-out bag half-packed, we've got you covered. From food and water to tools you didn't know you needed, these prepping tips will give you the upper hand when SHTF. Trust us, the last thing you want is to be caught unprepared when the grid goes silent. Stick around and let's gear up to own those 90 days without power like a pro. 8. Long-term food supply, non-perishables. When the power cuts out and the world spirals into survival mode, the first thing to go from luxury to full-on crisis is food. Think about it. Your fridge? A glorified cabinet of rotting food once the electricity stops. Your microwave? A silent box of broken dreams. And your go-to food delivery app? Poof, gone. This is where a long-term food supply becomes the saving grace between eating smart and scrounging for scraps. Now, don't think tossing a couple of ramen packs in the pantry counts as prepping. Survival food isn't just about filling the void. It's about fueling your body and keeping your energy sharp. That means building a stash of calorie-dense, shelf-stable food that won't just keep you alive for 90 days, but will keep you moving, thinking, and even smiling when times get tough. Enter freeze-dried meals. These little powerhouses are the crown jewel of survival food. All you need is water, hot if you can, cold if you must, and boom! You've got yourself a meal that tastes like it belongs at an apocalyptic gourmet picnic. Brands like Mountain House and ReadyWise offer options like beef stroganoff, mac and cheese, and even breakfast like scrambled eggs. The best part? These meals are sealed tight, weigh next to nothing, and can last up to 25 years. But you'll want more than just freeze-dried meals. Stock up on staples like rice, pasta, and oats. These carb-rich options are cost-effective, easy to store, and endlessly versatile. Rice can be paired with canned beans or spices for an instant comfort meal. Pasta transforms into soups, salads, or good old survival mac and cheese. And oats? Perfect for a quick, filling breakfast or even thickening up that last-minute stew. Pro tip? Store these in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers to lock in their freshness for decades. Speaking of canned goods, don't underestimate the humble tin. Canned meats, veggies, and beans are lifesavers when cooking fuel is scarce, or you're too exhausted to heat anything up. Think tuna, chicken, chili, mixed vegetables, or even that can of sweet corn that suddenly feels gourmet. Go for pull-tab cans to skip the can opener chaos because, trust us, you don't want to be hunting for tools with an empty stomach. Lastly, don't skip the small but mighty essentials like peanut butter and powdered milk. Peanut butter is a goldmine of healthy fats, protein, and pure joy. That single spoonful could be the difference between keep-moving energy or nap-now exhaustion. Powdered milk, while not the most glamorous, is crazy useful. It's perfect for cooking, mixing into coffee, or even drinking straight up when other options run dry. For those who'd rather go all in, emergency food buckets take the guesswork out of prepping. These bad boys are pre-packed with meals, stackable, and sealed for long-term use. Just add water and you're good to go. Whether it's cheesy potato soup or fettuccine alfredo, these buckets offer convenience when everything else feels overwhelming. Bottom line? A solid food stash is your survival foundation. Without it, life gets harder mentally and physically. Stock up now before empty shelves and a growling stomach make you wish you had. 7. Water storage and purification. Food might be essential, but water? That's non-negotiable. Without it, even the best preps crumble. You can survive weeks without eating, but only a few days without hydration. Now imagine the power's out. Your kitchen faucet runs dry, and suddenly getting a drink isn't as simple as turning a knob. That's why water storage and purification are preps you can't afford to skip. The magic survival number? 1 gallon per person per day. That'll cover drinking, cooking, and minimal washing. For a family of 4 over 90 days, that's a whopping 360 gallons of water. Sounds intimidating, doesn't it? But don't worry. Start building your reserve with sturdy water storage containers. For bigger setups, consider 55-gallon drums if you've got space to spare. For smaller spaces, smaller portable containers, 5 to 7 gallons each, can be tucked into closets or basement corners with ease. Now, no matter how much water you stockpile, it will eventually run out unless you plan for alternatives. That's where purification methods step in. Portable water filters like the Life Straw or Sawyer Mini are game changers. These compact filters turn sketchy water sources into drinkable liquid gold by removing bacteria, parasites, and even microplastics. Better yet, they're lightweight and don't require power, making them perfect for emergencies. Prefer something even less hands-on? Water purification tablets or drops are your hero. Just toss one into collected water, wait a bit, and voila, safe to drink. These are especially clutch as backups when filters break, freeze, or disappear into the chaos. But you're not just worrying about purifying water, you've also got to transport it. Collapsible water containers fit the bill perfectly. They're easy to store, lightweight, and expand when you need them most. Whether hauling water from a stream, collecting rain, or keeping extra stored, they're invaluable. Ultimately, water is life. Every drop counts, so store smart, purify religiously, and treat it like the liquid gold it is. Survival demands hydration, so don't take chances. 6. Solar generator or battery bank. Imagine you've nailed food and water prep. You're sitting in a well-stocked haven. But the sun sets, and suddenly your sanctuary becomes a cavern of silence and shadow. That's when it hits you. Power isn't just nice to have. It's survival critical for lighting, communication, and even sanity. Enter solar generators and battery banks. Unlike the noisy, gas-draining models of the past, solar generators are sleek, quiet, and green-powered. Brands like Goal Zero, EcoFlow, and Blue Yeti offer solutions that harness sunlight and turn it into usable electricity. These machines can charge phones, flashlights, emergency radios, and even run small appliances like mini-fridges. Set them by a window or outside in the daylight, and they'll quietly recharge themselves. It's like having a power plant in your pocket. If a full-size generator feels like overkill, look to solar power banks. Compact yet mighty, these devices soak up the sun and can charge essentials like phones, tablets, and small gadgets. Need to carry power on the go? These are lightweight, portable, and often come with extras like built-in flashlights or wireless charging. Don't forget the little things, though. Stock up on spare cords, adapters, and rechargeable batteries. A solar charger for your batteries keeps your flashlights and hand-crank devices ready to go, no matter how long the blackout drags on. And remember, power isn't just about convenience. It could be your link to updates, help, or even morale boosts. Keep it flowing and stay in control. 5. Lighting solutions. When the grid goes down and night sets in, light isn't just about seeing. It's about safety, comfort, and keeping the chaos at bay. Candles may feel primitive and quaint, but they're a fire hazard waiting to happen. You'll need durable lighting that's efficient and mess-free. That's where survival lighting steps in. Solar lanterns are king here. Charge them during the day, and they'll light up your world at night. Some models even last all night on a full charge. Compact and versatile, they're great for illuminating rooms, tents, or pathways without relying on fuel or power. But don't stop with lanterns. High-quality LED flashlights are a must. Bright, energy-efficient, and often rechargeable, they offer focused beams for outdoor exploration or emergency scenarios. Paired with rechargeable batteries and a solar charger, they're a long-lasting lighting solution. Headlamps, however, might just be your new best friend. They provide hands-free lighting, letting you work, cook, or explore without juggling a flashlight. And when all else fails, crank-powered lights save the day. No batteries? No problem. A few minutes of cranking provides just enough light to get you through. Light isn't just a convenience, it's a survival tool. Make sure you're equipped to shine through the darkness no matter what. 4. Multi-tool and manual tools. All right, you've nailed food, water, power, and light. Congrats, you're sitting pretty on the survival essentials. But now we've got to talk tools. Not apps, not tutorials, not anything digital. We're going old school here. Think manual tools and multi-tools, the unsung heroes of survival. These are your go-to problem solvers when the world decides to hit Ctrl+Alt+Delete delete and leave you staring at the wreckage. First up, the savior of all scenarios, the multi-tool. Imagine if Batman's utility belt had a Blackout edition. That's what a good multi-tool is. Think Leatherman, Gerber, or any similarly trusted brand. These compact gadgets are loaded with pliers, screwdrivers, blades, scissors, wire cutters, bottle openers, saws, and sometimes even a ruler to measure just how much you've got this under control. With one of these in your pocket, you're ready for almost anything. Fixing a busted hinge, slicing stubborn rope, crafting a snare, or even popping open a bottle to celebrate your survival skills? A multi-tool has your back. It's small, portable, and surprisingly mighty. But don't stop there. Want to raid that pantry you stocked? Say hello to the manual can opener. No, not the cheap one that jams after 3 cans. Get a sturdy, no-nonsense version that's built to last. Picture this scenario. Your shelves are packed with food, but your fancy electric can opener is just another dead appliance. Without a reliable manual one, good luck getting into that chilly dinner. Now for the big stuff. When you're relying on firewood for heating or cooking, an axe or hatchet becomes your best friend. A quality hatchet isn't just for chopping firewood. It's your multi-purpose survival blade. Need to clear a pathway, create shelter, or fend off wildlife? That hatchet is your MVP. Keep it sharp, clean, and ready to swing, but always handle it with respect and not like you're in a Viking reenactment. And here comes the wildcard hero you didn't even know you needed, the hand crank radio. This tiny device is an absolute lifesaver when modern communication goes silent. It pulls in emergency broadcasts and weather alerts, keeping you connected when the rest of the world is out of reach. Look for one that does more than relay the news. USB charging capabilities? Check. Built-in flashlight? Check. Solar charging ability? Bonus gold star. Together, these tools are more than gear. They're game changers. They empower you to think on your feet, act when there's no backup, and keep everything running when the world goes dark. Take care of them, and they'll take care of you. 3. Hygiene and sanitation supplies. Sure, staying fed, hydrated, and warm is crucial during a grid-down scenario, but have you thought about hygiene? It might not be the most exciting prep to discuss, but it's absolutely critical. You see, hygiene is your first line of defense against illness. Without it, you're opening the door to infections, disease, and discomfort you really don't need in a survival situation. Start with the essentials, wet wipes and hand sanitizer. When there's no running water, these little lifesavers are worth their weight in gold. Wet wipes? Think of them as your portable shower. Face feeling grimy after a long day? Wipe it down. Sticky hands after wrestling with a can of soup? Clean them up. And don't overlook hand sanitizer. A couple of pumps keep germs away and give you some much-needed mental relief, too. Keep a hefty supply of both on hand, because once they're gone, you'll miss them. Now brace yourself for the real talk about waste disposal. Without running water, toilets become useless. Enter the mighty trash bag. Industrial strength, double-bagged if needed, these are non-negotiable for handling garbage and human waste. Want to level it up? Get a portable toilet or a 5-gallon bucket with liners. Trust us, this setup is a game-changer and infinitely better than improvising a solution in desperation. When it comes to feminine hygiene, you've got options, but you've also got to plan ahead. Stock up on tampons, pads, or menstrual cups. Reusable cloth pads are great for prolonged emergencies as they're washable and sustainable. If you're worried about water scarcity, consider a portable bidet or pre-packed cleansing wipes specifically for women's hygiene. These small preps will make an enormous difference when regular options aren't available. And don't ditch the everyday items. Stock toothbrushes, toothpaste, and bars of soap like your life depends on it because, spoiler alert, it just might. Waterless soap and dry shampoo can help maintain a semblance of cleanliness when showers are a distant memory. Why is all this so important? Staying clean isn't just about comfort. It prevents illness, boosts morale, and helps you feel human when everything else feels chaotic. When you can wash your hands, brush your teeth, and tackle basics without stress, you perform better mentally and physically. Hygiene isn't a luxury in a disaster. It's survival. 2. Warmth and shelter. If your food and water keep you alive, and your tools make that possible, then warmth and shelter maintain both your sanity and survival in harsh conditions. The truth is, the cold doesn't just make you uncomfortable. It can kill you. Whether you're battling winter storms or chilly nights, having the right gear is what keeps you strong when everything else feels off-kilter. First, grab a stash of emergency Mylar blankets. These reflective lifesavers are small enough to fit in your pocket, but pack a major punch when temperatures drop. They reflect about 90% of your body heat, ensuring that you stay warm even when the weather is working against you. Toss a few in your bug-out bag, car, or wherever you keep your survival must-haves. Got space in your prep arsenal? Invest in a cold-weather sleeping bag. Go for one rated for freezing or near-freezing temperatures to guarantee a warm, comfortable night's rest regardless of your surroundings. Pair it with your Mylar blanket for an unbeatable combination that provides insulation and frostbite protection. Next, consider your shelter game. A high-quality tent or tarp is more than just a camping accessory in a survival scenario. It's your barrier against rain, wind, and exposure. A compact, all-weather tent keeps you protected from the elements, while a durable tarp can double as a makeshift shelter, windbreaker, or waterproof cover for your supplies. And don't overlook the small stuff. Disposable hand and foot warmers are miraculous additions to any survival kit. Slip them in your gloves or boots, and they'll keep your extremities warm for hours. And speaking of warmth, nothing beats layering. Pack thermal layers, fleece jackets, insulated pants, hats, gloves, and thick socks. You lose most heat through your head and feet, so bundle up properly if you want to stay cozy. Remember, prepping for warmth goes beyond having supplies. Understand your gear, practice setting it up, and always pack extras. A cold night can break your spirit, but with the right preps, you won't just survive. You'll stay strong through any winter chill. 1. Emergency communication and navigation. Finally, we come to a prep that's easy to overlook until you desperately need it. When the power is out and phones are dead, how are you going to find your way, stay connected, or call for help? Emergency communication and navigation gear aren't just nice-to-haves. They're life-saving essentials when you're thrust into a total blackout scenario. Start with a reliable hand-crank emergency radio. These aren't just about tuning into a playlist while you wait for the power to return. These radios deliver critical information, from weather alerts to emergency broadcasts. Look for models that also have solar charging capabilities, onboard flashlights, and USB ports for charging devices. They're compact, versatile, and worth their weight in survival gold. Next, stock up on old-fashioned maps and a compass. GPS is great, but when all digital devices are out, a physical map becomes a priceless tool. Learn how to read one before you're in a situation where it's your only option. A sturdy compass paired with a topographical map can help you find routes, locate resources, or even guide a search party. For those staying closer to home, walkie-talkies are a fantastic addition to your kit. These allow small-scale communication that's reliable when cell towers are down, enabling you to stay in touch with family or nearby neighbors. Choose models with extended range and rechargeable batteries for the most flexibility. Lastly, don't dismiss emergency whistles and signal mirrors. Simple yet effective, these tools help you remain heard and visible when you need it most. A loud whistle or reflected sunlight can attract attention from miles away, which might be the difference between rescue and prolonged isolation. When SHTF communication and navigation gear become your link to the outside world and your tether to safety, don't leave it as an afterthought. Prep smart and you'll always know where you're going and how to call for help when it matters most. Conclusion. Preparation is the foundation of survival when facing the unexpected, especially during a prolonged power outage. By securing these 8 must-have preps, food, water, shelter, medical supplies, lighting, communication tools, power sources, and navigation gear, you can ensure you and your loved ones have the essentials to endure and thrive for at least 90 days. Survival is about readiness, resourcefulness, and resilience. The time to prepare is now, because when SHTF, it's the steps you take today that will make all the difference tomorrow. Stay prepared, stay safe, and always be ready to adapt.